Hi, this is Velma Bland. I am going to continue the book of Joel, chapter 2, and it's only 3 chapters. So I believe that, I'll be able to finish the entire um, parables of Joel. I found this is my name when I was married. I wore Velma Wilson, and I'm now using my maiden name now, Velma Bland. But this was a sign I had up when I worked as a bank teller, and I still have it. That's from '86. So we're talking about 18 years, 86, 18 years, 86, 18, 16 years, 16 years. Well, it's 2004, 86, so it's 18 years. And I still have a name badge. But that's the name when I was married. It was Velma Wilson. So there has been some problems with Velma Wilson. Someone's trying to steal my identity. I don't know what's going on, since I've accomplished and achieved college degrees and made some changes for the better in my life. Everyone wants to be me. All before, I don't know what they're doing with their own ideas, but that's just how things turn out sometimes. There's a lot of greed going on in the world. People has damaged their own credit. They've damaged their background and reputation, and now they want to steal mine. So, good luck. All right, we're going to continue on the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 18 through 29. No, 18 through 32. And then I'm going to cover chapter 3, verses 1 through 21. The Lord's response in promise of deliverance. Then will the Lord be jealous for his land and pity his people. So let's go back to 17 so we can come back up to that verse. Let the priests, and that's chapter 2, 17. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, Spare thy people, O Lord, and give not thine heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, Where is their God? So the priests and the ministers of the Lord, it's going to be such a terrible day forthcoming during the trials of the plague of insects. And this has already happened. This has already happened. I believe it was 1906. It happened in California or someplace in 1906. I believe it's already happened. And it's something about nature and about the earth and the moon and the sun and the stars and just mankind just being in life and the sciences. Everything that's going on in this Bible has already happened. As the world turns, and that's a soap opera, but everything is like repeating itself. And it's like, have you ever thought that you had seen someone before in your life, and it's like you've been there before, and like, I know I've seen that person before somewhere, but I can't place them. And it's just something about them. And when I had surgery, when I lost my baby in 88 December, when I woke up in post-op, everybody in the surgical room looks like I known them. And I never saw them before the surgery because I was under anesthesia about 20 minutes before they even started. But it was a 4-hour surgery, major surgery. But I woke up and seemed like I knew everybody. And I was like, And I was like, And then I got up, and it's like I was paralyzed from the waist down. And I just rised up because I heard someone say, Velma, like call me to wake up. Because when you're under anesthesia, they call your name. Velma, like that. And I rise up, and then everybody was just moving around, and I'm like, it's like I was dead. I didn't even know what was going on. And I looked around, and everyone looked like they was from, like I knew them from somewhere. And I never met these people before in my life. And I was like, looking around, and like, and then all of a sudden, the phlegm that, that they clean out respiratory, because they had, I guess, a mouthpiece on me. The phlegm that they clean, supposed to clean the phlegm out before you rise up. And then I felt like something, like I was going to regurgitate. My goodness, regurgitate. I felt like I was going to bring up food. And it was phlegm, and I was strangling on it. And I was saying to the nurse, could you please give me some ice? Give me some ice, give me some ice. And I had to hold it like, give me some ice, please give me some ice, baby. Like I was choking. And she just gave me a handful of ice, and she was slow about doing it. A handful of ice. And I put it in my mouth, and I just chewed on it, like really fast. I chewed on it. And I swallowed a lump of ice and took that phlegm right on down. I almost died on the surgical table. And they didn't even know it. And it seems like I knew everybody that was in the operating room, like I saw them before. And that's how it is. It's like a deja vu. But God is saying that let the priests and the ministers of the Lord weep between the porch and the altar, meaning like they should go in secrecy and weep and beg for the life of their members, and even for himself, and ask to spare thy people, O Lord, and give not thine heritage to reproach. Thine means thine as in them or myself. It could be either or. So that's something I probably didn't clear up. But that the heathen should rule over them. So thine, give not thine heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Meaning that, well, he's speaking for them, but that's for everybody. And he's blessing, like praying and asking God to please, to bless us, not to let the heathen rule over them. Because the heathen is Satan, and as I said, it's a harlot. Jezebel is a harlot that in Revelation they speak about. She's going to be at the top of some. They put her up on a pedestal, and she is scornful and abomination of the entire world. And that's something that I'll read. I'll look for it, but I did run across it in Revelation some time ago. But I feared reading Revelation. I really did fear reading Revelations. It just made me nervous because, it speaks about everybody is going to die and the world is going to end, and then these locusts are going to come and eat us. So I really didn't like quoting or commentating or lecturing anything that had to do with the Revelations. I taught Sunday school before to little kids. I did that, and it was fun. And I didn't do it very long though, but I did teach Sunday school before to small children at several churches. All right, so the Lord's response and the promise of deliverance. Then, that's verse 18, then will the Lord be jealous for his land and pity his people. Okay, so when the Lord is jealous for his land and pity the people, and pity his people, that means that he's a jealous, God is a jealous God. And for him to be jealous of the land, that means that he's upset because everything is withered away. And it's like we are supposed to take care of God's, earth and not to let, it's called global climate. It's not to let pollution overtake God's planet. We are supposed to keep things clean and not to throw trash down and and not to pour oil down and things that's going to destroy God's earth. Because many people need to go out, well, in fact, around here where I live, and look at the trees. The trees are turning black. And it's like nobody cares, and the trees are supposed to be green. And I'm talking about the trees, the branch, the bark, it looks dark. So, and then you see like little greenish looking algae, the same algae that one may find if you're under the water, swimming under the sea or under the water, at least about 13 feet deep water to the bottom near some canal, and there's a lot of green algae. Well, the same fungus is growing upon these trees around here. And God said, not to destroy my trees and not to harm my trees. But I usually, when I visit Home Depot, when I want to clean up out there and put fertilizer down, because I have a little garden in the back, but I don't have a garden with fruits or food, because there is a lady, I was going to plant a garden back there, but there's a lady had told me someone was taking her tomatoes, so I didn't plant a garden, fruit or any produce. But I have, I just go and I walk around in the neighborhood, and if I see a flower or something, I pull it up and bring it home and plant it. So then I fertilize everything, and I always have purchase enough fertilizer, flower fertilizer. It's called, what's it called? It's something grow. Why don't I forget the name of it? Super grow. And it's blue. It comes in like a blue crystal light, like this color, even darker than that. And it looked like crystals. And I just scoop it and I put it inside of the pitcher, and I shake it up and I sprinkle it all over. And it just seems like it makes everything, even goes right down to my neighbors in front of their house, and I see the plants go under the ground and come up on their side. And that super grow is really good for your plants. But we need to think about the land, and that is what God is talking about. Then will the Lord be jealous? He is narrating this portion. God is the narrator of this, of this, or the book of Joel. Joel is a witness, and Joel also narrates. But when we're speaking about then will the Lord be jealous for his land and pity his people, that seems like someone has confirmed that this message is really a fact. How do this person know that the Lord will be jealous for his land and pity his people? 19. Yeah, the Lord will answer and say unto his people, behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith, and I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. So, when harvest, like after all this terrible times has crossed over to a new era, like maybe a year down the road or a few years, because whenever a city or a county is destroyed with catastrophic Mother Nature atrocities, now we need our city workers to come in and clean everything up and get to plowing and get everything all back like it was before. And so because of that, because once they come in, then we have farmers come in, or if it is someone's property, the farmer would get a grant from the state, because the farmers, they need to get, they cannot afford to go out and buy all this grain and plant everything out of pocket. They're giving grants so that they will be able to go out and start all over again, and to plow the land and to put fertilizer down. And many of them use dung, from cows and things like that. And it smells like really strong out there, because a country smell, really healthy country smell of fertilizer. You got cow manure. It's like really strong, but it's like a healthy country smell is cow manure. And this is what it's very good to bring back someone's land that is withered away and worms and everything, and it's just ants and termites everywhere, and locusts and what they call them? They said palmer worms. It was canker worms and palmer worms. So this place was really destroyed, and now it's time to renew everything. And so it's as it says, yea, the Lord will answer and say unto his people, behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, everything that you lost, everything that this place lost. And it's an area in Israel. Everything that was lost and perished, the Lord will answer and say unto his people, and just call out to bless and send corn and wine and oil, and you shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. So once the Lord comes in and everything is blessed and restored, and they rebuild that city back, he will no more make his people pity the people anymore, and there will no longer be a reproach among the heathen. 20. But I will remove far from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savour shall come up, because he hath done great things. So the Lord says he will remove far away from the northern army, and he will drive that northern army into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea. The east is this way. Okay, the army face would be toward the east sea, and his hinder part, meaning his backside, toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savour shall come up, meaning that, I guess, ulcer, because he hath done great things. So God will bring out all the stink, all of all of the illness, the illness, I guess diarrhea and all that is what he's talking about, because it says he will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hindered part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up. So if someone's stink shall come up, that's the sewage, I guess he's talking about. And his ill savour shall come up. So ill savour is when you savor something. Ill savour is like when you, I guess when you bring things up, like I said, regurgitate. Let me look. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't remember. Regurgitate. I do not like to be wrong. I'm sorry. When I'm not sure, I just look it up. I don't care how dope it may seem. Regurgitate. R-E-G-U-R. If I know, I know, but I'm not going to keep repeating something and I'm not sure. Regurgitate. I think that's T.D. Jake's son. And I didn't know he had a son on television. Let's see, can I get it? He's speaking with someone. Let's see. Is he on there? Oh, he's gone. Regurgitate. He's been in there for a while, but I didn't know he had a son. He looks just like him, T.D. Jake's son. R-E-G. Regurgitate. Okay. Now I said regurgitate before. Regurgitate. To throw or be thrown back, up or out. That means like you brought up food. To throw or be thrown out. Terminated. All right, so everything is going to be restored from which took place, where all of the people suffered through a desolate land in Israel, according to the book of Joel in the first and second chapter, the plague of insects, a type of the day of the Lord. It's a lot of worry and solemnness, and rivers of water dried up, and the fire devoured the pastures of the wilderness, and things just, locusts just ate up everything, and palmer worms and cankerworms and caterpillars ate up them. And so I did go over the book of Joel. It is a replica of the Revelation when it speaks about the locusts are going to eat everyone up for 5 months that doesn't have the seal of our Lord God in their heads. So this Joel is like a replica of that chapter of Revelation. I spoke about it in former videos, maybe about 2 or 3 back. If you're following me, you would run across it. 21. Fear not, O land. Be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. Fear not, O land. Be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. So God is telling the land not to fear. Not to fear, because God is going to restore everything. It's telling the ground, fear not, O land. Be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. And it's if you ever, I was told, my grandmother, I think she told me, because she had a green finger. She grew many roses, and my aunt too. I mean, there's the women in my family that had a finger for plants. My cousin, everyone, they love plants. And I just started meddling with plants when I reached in my 50s, early 50s. But it's very good to get down to earth and close to nature, because I planted something back there, and it's going to be back there for the rest of my life and the next person that moves here life. Once I move and I sell or whatever, it's the tree that it's a nice tree, but it's going to be back there forever. I planted it, and I'm so proud of myself. Something's growing. So then I got a little busy with it. But that's how you feel satisfied, when you're able to plant a tree and it's growing and it's growing and it's getting taller and taller. It's going to be there forever. In verse 22, be not afraid. So the Lord God is saying to the land, be not afraid, ye beasts, as well as he said the land, be not afraid, O land, because be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. Now he says, be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring, for the tree beareth her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. So not to be afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring. So when spring comes, the pastures of the wilderness are do spring up. For the tree beareth her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. So it takes a while, the fig tree and the vine to yield their strength. So it takes a vine a while. A vine wrap around a branch or a tree, and it just keeps going. And you look, sooner or later it's down there. 23. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your God, for he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain and the latter rain in the first month. So he wants us now to be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your God. Rejoice in the Lord your God, because He is right now giving you the former rain moderately. And He will cause it like that's like medium. You're not going to get, your glass is half full, so to say, right now. The glass is half full. For He hath given you the former rain moderately, and He will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain, and the latter rain in the first month. First month means January. So He will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain, which is the last time it rained, because everything dried up and the land is withered and desolate, and the latter rain in the first month. So that means like everything gets like really hot, and because fall is when it seems like the trees, or autumn, the trees are like they're renewing themselves because the leaves fall and it's all over the ground. And winter come, everything withers. So I think that all this happened during the winter time. Because when it's hot and it's raining, when it's very hot, it rains. And that's in the early part of the month. So that's what God is saying here, that the latter rain is in the first month. That means not latter, not last year. We're talking about forthcoming. 24. And the floors shall be full of wheat, and the vats shall overflow with wine and oil. So the floors shall be full of wheat, and the vats shall overflow with wine and oil. And the vats mean your countertops. 25. And I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. So He's going to restore the years back. Everything that was lost is going to be restored. God is going to give it back to you. God is going to bring it back and restore everything. My great army which I sent among you. So I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. So God said He sent, that's His great army. He sent those things among you because it was just a terrible time and it had to be done. When it's time to fix something and make changes, things, pass on. And then there's always a newborn. And like as the elder ages into the latter stages, and they're going to the peak stage of their life, as they're going up in age, up, and they're up at the peak stage, and then they go back downhill. And when they're going downhill, then they pass on. Because all of us, our life goes up the hill. And then when we're at the top of the hill, we're middle age. We're like my age, middle age. Okay, that's the top of the hill. Okay, because right here, we're infants. Okay, infants. I'm trying to see your thing. We're infants here. Then by the time we're here, we're young adults. See my finger here? Okay. Right here, that's too light. We're infants. Right here, we're young adults. Right here, we're middle age. Right here, we're seniors. And it's the same as your lifeline. Let's see if I can get one of my hands have a longer lifeline than the other. But it's true. Like when you go up here, when you're middle age, you're on the top of the hill. And now you're going downhill because your body is just like a car. A new car, and then eventually, you have to keep maintenance, getting oil changed, tune-ups, and parts changed. That's just like an operation. Something happened, you might need to get a transplant or heart. Something happens to the body. It's just like, body is just like a car. it eventually breaks down, and the mechanic can't fix it anymore. And then you go buy a new car. Where it's the same thing as if we're in life, we're living. We got to take care of ourselves. We can't abominate the temple of God, and the temple of God is our body. We belong to God. We belong to Him. We do not belong to anyone else but God. And we have to take care of our body. Eat right. Do not smoke. Do not drink. Do not take drugs. All of those things that you're consuming is very important for you to be sure that you do not consume and intake too much of what is not good for you. And it's sometimes too much of good. It says too much of good things or too good or something like that. I don't believe that. I believe that too much of what is bad is not good for you. Because what is good for you is to eat healthy and to live healthy, to think healthy. Because what we put up here, our brain, right, is in taking that information in. And it's sitting on top of your brains. It's all this negative, people that's negative, and you're hearing it. Because it's going in here and it's going up here. But how do you block it out? Is you have to block it out and don't hear it. But if you're hearing sounds, like I'm hearing my refrigerator now, that means somebody's generating on me again. Every time I buy food, someone in my neighborhood starts the generator. And my food spoils. But I have 2 refrigerators, so I need to go, before I go to sleep tonight, I'm going to go in the kitchen and move things around. And I don't know what's going on. I had that refrigerator now since 2007, and it's 7 years. So if I buy another refrigerator, I'm just going to have them come and take it and get another refrigerator from Home Depot, or just look around and try to find some bargains. But that's what people are doing. They're sharing now, and they're not even getting permission. They're just coming in your house and generating all of your energy and your power sources. When you plug something in, it doesn't work anymore. It's just a mess now. I don't know what's going on. But it's better for you to take care of yourself, because once you reach, when I was around the age 23, that's the age group where women are always, who want to have babies, and they want to, become mothers. And some women want to become mothers at 13 or 14, but they're little girls. But I mean, like a normal age where you want to become mothers, or after college, 23, 24. And you want to have all your babies by the time you're 30. And some women want 5 kids, some women want 3. Some women, 1. And they're married, they want to be married. But nowadays, having babies, you don't have to be married. It seems like some women out there are lonely, and they feel complete to become mothers, and they got the child walking with them from work, from the bus stop. And it's what I see a lot around here. And I would like to see, what I would like to see is not something that many other people may want to see. But I would like to see couples together, like man and wife, or girlfriend and boyfriend with their babies, because it says right here in the Bible what is supposed to be. But you're not seeing it. You're seeing young girls with little babies walking with them by themselves. And it's like, is that the way? Why do they want to bring all that stress on themselves? You got to catch the bus, go to the babysitter, catch the bus, go home, catch the bus in the morning, drop the baby off the babysitter, catch the bus, go to work, catch the bus, come home, pick up the babysitter, and then catch the bus, pick up the babysitter, pick up the baby from the babysitter, then catch the bus home. How do they do that? I wouldn't even be able to deal with that if I had a car. It's too much stress for a young woman. She should enjoy her life and give herself a chance to grow up and develop. Then you deal with all that. You want to have a baby early, so when you can have the babies, and then now we can go and party. Even if the child is 18, now I can go and I can party now. Party. I got 18-year-old home. Now, I don't have to worry about no more babysitting. Party. You have the baby when I'm 13 or 14, so by the time I'm 28 and 30, I can party. I'm on a party now. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I had my heads in the book, and everybody mad at me because I went to college, but that's just how life is. And it's trends. They're following these trends, and the trends that they're following are not healthy for them. Because when you have children, you worry, and when you worry, you get angry and you're jealous, and now you look old before your age, before your youthfulness has reached its barren of becoming a new life, to move on to a new development in life. Before you reach 30 years old, now you're looking old, and you're mad and you're angry and you got an attitude, and you're arguing with your neighbors over your boyfriend. But it's very important for these young women, I think, to just take care of yourselves. And having a baby is not a mistake. I'm so tired of hearing that. It is not a mistake. You knew what you were doing. And if I was on birth control pill, I took note of what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't want to have babies. I wanted to wait until I got married. But what I'm saying is that's not a mistake. No, it isn't. I'm so sick of hearing that. Because you knew you weren't on birth control pills, and you knew it's not a mistake. And the same vice versa with the guy and the girl. It's not a mistake. Why are you saying it's a mistake? And you make it over and over and over again. And these are the times where you're going to wish you didn't have any children. It's during the last days, because even when we get these storms that destroy people's homes in the city, there's no water, there's no food, your job tore down, because it's probably just one factory down the street, or there's a supermarket over there, and there's a school over here, and you have a McDonald's down there, a shopping mall over there, and that's the only place that there is for any of you to find jobs. But God said He's going to restore everything. He's going to bless. The floors shall be full of wheat, meaning that harvest time. The farmers and the workers, the sharecroppers are going to go out there and pick everything up and bring it in. And the vats shall overflow with wine and oil. And I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten, the cankerworm and the caterpillar and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. 26, and ye shall eat in plenty. You're going to have plenty food to eat and be satisfied. You're going to be so full, gain weight back. And praise the name of the Lord your God that have dealt wondrously with you, and my people should never be ashamed. Because when He dealt wondrously with you, meaning that He was able to bring you up out of that misery, and now He's worked wonders, that you overcame, you broke barriers, you at this time are happy. Because when we have all the basic hierarchical needs of life, which is a place to stay, food, water, a job, and you're fulfilled and satisfied in a relationship, and you have, all the basic things that you need just to get by, people are happy. People are happy because you have, but some people are so selfish, they do not want you to have the same life, the same happiness as them. And so this is when we run into problems. But problems shouldn't be there, but problems occur because of the mind frame of those who are not the same as we, or think the same as we. So because they're bringing this drama and this negative, now everybody could be happy because we have a dominant soul over here, we have a passive soul over here, and we have some people just don't speak up for themselves, and they just let people run all over them because they're afraid to speak up, because they don't want to lose their job, or they don't want anyone to know truly how they feel, because they want to remain discreet about their character. And it takes a lot to get them to finally open up and get angry or something like that. And some people just push. And if they're like me, I might just lose my cool and I might say a curse word. It's just because I know that I'm being harassed. And I know that it's unnecessary what, is taking place. Is that you're put through these trials by those who are not God. That I don't like that. You don't put me through a trial. You're not God. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. Satan and your friends and your boyfriends and your mother and your father, they're not God. And my people should never be ashamed. So he says, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, in the middle of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and nobody else. That means your parents are not your God. And my people should never be ashamed. Because he's going to have riches, and he's going to work wonders on his people. Everything will be there for you. Everything you need will be there. You don't have to worry about anything. And ye should know that I am in the midst of Israel. So you're going to know that because he is going to provide everything that you have lost before. He's going to bring it right back to you. 28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Meaning that your sons and your daughters one day are going to be pastors and apostles. They're going to stand up in the church and they're going to prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. And that's something that's taking place right now. And men as in men and women. Old men as in seniors, men and women, shall dream dreams. Young men shall see visions. That means men and women. 29, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. So he's going to take it right down to your servants. First he's going to bless the land and he's going to put everything back like it was. Then he's going to fill up your shelves with wine, oil, and wheat will be all over the floor. Now he's going to work wonders on your soul, on his people, to bring you back to speed like you were before all this took place. Meaning that your mental state, your equilibrium, he's going to work on it and get you back into being faithful and confident that your life is going to come back into order. You don't have to worry anymore. Everything is going to be back in place, and that's exactly what he's talking about in chapter 2 verses 18 through 29, and that is the Lord's response and promise of deliverance. He promised that he will deliver to you everything that he took away from you when he sent an army. As he said, he sent an army his army that he sent against you were the cankerworm, the locust, and the palmer worm. 30. The signs preceding the day of the Lord. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. And what that is many of us, if you were here in the States 2012 through 2013, there were twin suns seen, and there's some strange things was going up in the sky. What God is talking about is there are 4 lunar moons throughout the entire total capacity of Earth's time span. And starting 1493, I looked it up last night. I should have written down the years. In between 1493 and 1494, the first 2 lunar moons, the first lunar moons, and then there were another 1693 to 1694, and then 1967 and something in 1968, and then 2014 as the current day. And next year is supposed to be the last lunar moon, because it takes 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours for the lunar moon to pass between the earth and the sun. And the sun is here, and the moon is going to pass. Earth is here, and sun is here. Okay, and the moon going to pass right between. And when it passes between earth and sun, it's going to give a shadow. And it's called the lunar moon because it's an eclipse of the moon passing between earth and the sun, because the moon usually doesn't do that. And so that the last moon, lunar moon, is between 2014 2015, and we did have an eclipse that was announced on the news media around September, sometime as I recall it was, or October. And everyone go out, and how we did it is we take a sheet of paper and put a hole in it, and you hold it up and you have something behind it, and as a shadow pass by, you can see it. It's been a while since I've taken science classes in high school, but I'm just saying that we were shown how to see the lunar moon by using a white sheet of paper, putting a hole in there and just holding it up, and you can see a shadow pass through. So what God is saying is that, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. And that is at Nemesis, Nibiru, Nemesis. It's like a really red, it looks like a planet was on fire. It looked like it was hell to me, because it's all over the internet. It looks like a fiery earth, a fiery planet. It looks like hell. It's just nothing but fire. 31, the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. 32, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. So he's going to deliver you. He's going to answer to your prayers, answer your prayers, and he's going to deliver you of which those things that you asked for in those prayers. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. So God has promised that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, as he's promised, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. And the remnant is the outskirts. And the last chapter is chapter 3. I'm going to commentate on the restoration of Israel and full kingdom blessing. That is chapters 1 through 21. And I'm going to come back. I've did 48 minutes. I'm going to come back and finish that video, and I'll have these posts on Facebook. It's 5:57 a.m. For those who are following me, Marie Bland, you should see them on Facebook before 12 noon. Today, November 26, 2014. Thank you, and have a great morning.